What's going on, everybody? And today we're going to talk about a holster. And this one's just a little bit different because this is by Hidden Hybrid. And I had actually never heard of this company. And they got a hold of me and asked me if I wanted to check out one of their holsters. And I was extremely skeptical of this design. I've never been into like leather holsters or anything like that because it just didn't fit the way that I carry typically. I'm either carrying like an ALS style Safariland holster, or I'm carrying like an appendix style rig holster. And a lot of the leather stuff out there I just didn't feel really fit my needs. So I'm actually wearing the holster right now, and I can tell you it really kind of shocked me because it was a lot more comfortable than I actually expected it to be. So it's like a kind of a hybrid, which is why it's called Hidden Hybrid, between Kydex and leather. So like I said, leather has really never been my thing when it comes to holsters. But this thing really did kind of change my mind a little bit. They asked me what gun I wanted to carry it with, and I said, send me one for a Glock 19, you know. And they didn't have one for a weapon light right now, so I just got non-weapon light and then a spare magazine. So it's like a sidecar style design where you get that additional magazine there. Now, there are a couple things that I would change, and I think that if they made these couple of little changes, this holster would probably be in a lot more of people's marketing, catching a lot more people's eye. As it sits now, it's extremely comfortable. I will go over those couple of little things that I would change to make it a little bit more usable, but this is the first time that Hidden Hybrid has tried out making a holster like this where it's a sidecar style design for that appendix rig. And they did a good job. I just think there's a couple things that would make this thing really good and really compare it to some of the more Kydex known companies out there. So I'm wearing it right now. What I want to do is just go ahead and give you guys a look of how this conceals. Just so you guys know, I'm actually wearing my Glock 45 today. So it's got the 17 length grip and then 19 length slide, if you guys aren't familiar with the Glock 45 model. Actually, this one happens to be the Glock 45 MOS, and I just got that the other day. Fun, and I've got an optic coming. We're going to do a lot of stuff with that Glock 45 MOS. Been waiting for that one, so we'll get into that in another review, guys. So go ahead and I'll give you guys just kind of what this thing conceals like. You know, I got the 17 length grip on here, and it does conceal very well. I'm wearing a shirt that's very typical for me. It's not too tight, it's not overly baggy. Summer months here in Arizona, so we'll go ahead and get you guys a good look at this. Let me go ahead and zoom out for you so you get a little bit better of a view. All right, so basically, you guys can kind of see basic shirt here. Lift my arms out, you get a tiny bit maybe of that mag well, and that is because it is the 17, guys. So turn to the side, you guys can see it conceals pretty well. If I turn a lot, definitely gonna print there. If I turn this direction, you're definitely gonna print a little bit there. So it is the 17 length grip on that 45, guys, like I said. But overall, I mean, like you can see even up close, it conceals pretty dang well. So here, pistol grip is right there, so if I really turn, you can actually see it a little bit. But this is generally what you guys are going to be looking at when it comes to a concealment of a holster like this. Now, it's a pretty nice little design. Just give you guys a quick look, because we're definitely going to get up close. So it's interesting because, like I said, they've done the Kydex and leather thing here, so it's kind of like a suede backing there, and it's actually super comfortable, guys. I did not think this thing was going to be this comfortable. But a couple different things that I would change come to placement of the mag carrier and the height of it, and that's pretty much it. We'll get into that up close. But overall, super flexible, extremely flexible here, guys. And that's what makes it so comfortable, because as you sit, this thing just kind of works its way around your body type. And that's pretty dang awesome. And like I said, you know, having that 17 length grip in there and still being able to conceal it that tight is definitely good. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get into this thing up close, check it out, see what it is all about. And then I'm actually gonna bring in a T-Rex holster that I have, the sidecar, and go ahead and compare that to these two. And then we'll get into what I would change about this. And then if I would buy one, because like I said, leather's not been my thing, and they did send this one to me for free. So thank you very much, Hidden Hybrid, for giving me a little bit of content that I can put out to the viewers. And if you guys like learning about this stuff, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. I'll leave links for everything I can down below for you guys. If you see something that's not down there, just check that first link in the description, and it will take you to a page where everything is listed. because YouTube hates those 2A links, guys. You know this, so let's go ahead and get into this hidden hybrid holster right now. Okay, everybody, we're gonna check this out up close. So go ahead and get this stuff out of here. Everything here is clear, guys. Just take a good look at this holster. So I've been using this for a couple of weeks now. I've been wearing it kind of down to my other EDC holster and started wearing this so I could get a good feeling for it. You can see you got a little bit of scratching going on here on the leather. That's completely normal once you get into a leather holster and really start wearing it for a little bit of time. You're going to get that. So this is a hybrid design between leather and Kydex, which is a pretty actually cool idea. I was very skeptical of this at first. Let's go over the basic construction of this. So we have this large piece of leather, and this is very nice. This leather appears to be very high quality, and I want to say probably about 1/8 of an inch thick, right around that area. Very nice. And the back is that suede, so it's both stitched on, and it is just ultra soft, guys. Very, very soft. The stitching appears to be very nice. The Kydex is finished off very well, guys. Let me get you an up close look at that right here. And you can see that the edges, get that to focus in for you guys. The edges of that Kydex are very nicely finished. No problems there. It is a wide mouth design there on the holster for the gun. You can see it kicks out very nicely there. That just kind of aids you in getting that gun back in there. You can see a very nice area. Very good channel down there for taller sights. And then obviously it is an open bottom design. It is slightly curved off at the bottom, guys. So if you want to fit a longer holster, you'd have to either probably bend that out a little bit. But I'm assuming since it's also back to leather, it would give a little bit of flexibility, and you could fit everything up to probably a 34 in this. As far as these clips goes, guys, very nice. These actually fit every belt that I have. Very, very nice. And I really prefer the 2-clip style holsters like this with these clips because you get a range of movement in them. If you can see here from side to side, you get a slight amount of movement because this holster's just got, just flex all over it because of this hybrid design. And like I said, it turned out to be a lot more comfortable than I expected. Let's talk about the hardware in here. So this is a slightly larger amount of hardware than some other holsters when it comes to the screws and rivets and everything, but they all appear to be very high quality. You do have a level of adjustment here, so you can ride this about 1 step higher or lower, as you can see right here on both of these clips. Looks like we got galvanized fasteners here in the back, and then some form of coated coated riveting right there. And those rivets, it's kind of hard to see on camera, but these look like they are very high quality. They look like industrial grade rivets. Very nice and clean, very good installation here. And you can see those spacers in there, which kind of gives it the height off of that leather, both on the magazine and the pistol holster. So good stuff. The construction I like a lot. Now, let's talk about what I think would take this holster to the next level. And by the next level, I mean make it a little bit more sleek and make it a little bit more user-friendly. And for this, I'm going to bring in my T-Rex holster right here, which actually has a Glock 17 in it, non-light bearing sidecar style design. So this has a nice cant built into it, as you guys can see right there, but you don't need that because this is completely flexible. But we can see a little bit of that size difference here. So we've got a little bit of a larger print going on here when it comes to the leather holster. What we can also see here, let me put the magazine and the gun back in here so you guys get a really good idea of what I'm talking about. So we see how deep that magazine rides in there as compared to a more traditional style sidecar Kydex holster. That caused a little bit of an issue when I was kind of working this holster. The gun, not a problem at all, but what I would really like to see to really take this this holster from Hidden Hybrids to the next level is give me a little bit something more like this, because this is what a lot of people are really looking for, a design like this T-Rex. So you could literally cut this in half right here, move it up so this magazine would sit right about that height, and then give it about a 15-degree cant. So you'd be using less Kydex, you could be using less leather because you could cut this leather far higher and make it a little bit more streamlined. I think if Hidden Hybrids did that, I think this thing would be a knockout, and I would really be very interested in buying one if it were that style. So yeah, nip this thing off about halfway, move it up to where a Glock 17 magazine is just slightly above that gun, and at about a 15-degree angle like this. And I really think that this holster would be great. And I'm going to send this video to Hidden Hybrid, and I hope they really take a look at that, and I hope he kind of thinks about maybe doing that, because it would probably save him material. So we're going to go ahead, guys. We will get back up in the chair, and we will finish this up. But here's you go. Just kind of one last look, and I'll lay this on top right here. And you can get a really good idea of the footprint. So you can see it. It's not printing that much bigger at all than a really streamlined Kydex holster. You know, that's got pretty much the same gun in it, but I do think they could tighten up a little bit. But then again, it's fully flexible because of that leather. So kind of a little bit of a trade-off, guys. Overall, good stuff. We'll go ahead and get back up into the chair. Oh, really quick, I wanted to show you what came with this holster, guys. I almost forgot. So this was pretty cool. What I want to show you guys first here is it came with this little target readout right here, which is actually pretty cool. Because not everybody can pay for a whole lot of ongoing training, and some people kind of really have to self-diagnose out there on the range. This is pretty neat for that, because it will give you kind of a guide, you know, what you're doing depending on if you're left or right-handed. That's pretty cool. The fact that they would throw that in there, they're looking to help people out. I thought that was really awesome. Of course, you're going to get like a, you know, a sticker and a business card. That's pretty typical. But this kind of sealed the deal for me, man. They give me a little pocket constitution here, and that's just cool. You know, so anything like that is just cool, because that's something that you can use to help educate other people, anything like that. And it's just nice that they would go that extra step and throw that in there. So now we're going to get back up into the chair, guys, and finish this up. Well, everybody, it is just another option. Now, I really think if they kind of cut the Kydex here in half, basically, brought that mag up and maybe even canted it about, you know, 15 degrees or something, I think that would take this holster to a different level. It would also probably actually save Hidden Hybrid some money, because they would be using a lot less leather, a little bit less Kydex, and that would be really good. You know, you've got a level of adjustment here, so you can bring it up a little bit, or you can take it down a notch depending on which hole you're in there with those clasps. Now, the hardware in here, very good. You know, like I said, galvanized, and it looks like you're probably using stainless fasteners with a coating on them, because you are wearing that in there, and leather may retain an amount of water or sweat, in my case in Arizona. So definitely something to keep an eye on. But most people are probably not going to have issues like we will out here in Arizona with leather. So definitely just an option that you guys may want to look into. I really think Hidden Hybrid is probably going to up their game with a lot of the things they're putting out. And for you leather guys out there, I mean, I know people that wouldn't give up their leather holsters for anything else. And I'm just different. I grew up a Kydex kid. So I really hope this helped you guys out. Stay tuned for more stuff on this Glock 45 MOS. There's going to be some really cool stuff with that. Check out any of those links down below if you were interested in any of this stuff, guys. Oh, and then the other cool stuff that I kind of showed you guys up close. You know, that little pocket constitution and that little, you know, target that you can use to kind of figure out maybe what you were doing with your trigger finger or expectation of the round. That's pretty cool that they sent that out. And I just wanted to kind of highlight that a little bit more, because that's kind of cool when a company goes and gives you a little something like that, because not everybody has access to trainers or be able to take training all the time. And they may have to go out there and just kind of self-diagnose what they are doing. And something like that, although not 100% correct all the time, something like that can really help people that are maybe fairly new to shooting or just trying to fine-tune themselves a little bit. So that's actually really cool. And anyone who's going to throw me a little copy of the Constitution, I am definitely down with. So go ahead and check that stuff out, guys. Like I said, I will leave links in the description for what I can. Anything that's not down there, go ahead and check that first link. It'll run you to that page where everything is listed for you to look at. If you guys like what's going on with the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. If you like that video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like that video, just watch another one. Maybe you'll like that, and then you can subscribe. guys get out there, have some fun, do some training, and I will see you guys on the next one.